Hello and welcome to the Starfall Collective Season 2, King of the Cloudy Sea, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. I'm Matthew Talamini, your Dungeon Master. I'm a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island, and you can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew, Talamini.com. With me are some of my college buddies, Sir Robert Burbridge playing Weatherin, an elven paladin of Oberon. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
So Robert Burbridge, thefarce.net.
David Farrell playing Karauk or Gravy, a lizardfolk ranger. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi, I'm David. I have a blog called 10,000 Reasons Why the MTG Multiverse is a Terrible Place to Live. Yeah.
Dwight Knall playing Fennetir, an elven cleric of Pon. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi, I'm Dwight, and my stuff is right behind you, about to attack.
Joshua Suich playing Malmar, an elven warlock of Chernobog. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where you can find their stuff.
I'm Josh. You can find my stuff all over the internet using jsuich, S-U-I-C-H, and you can find the Starfall Collective Reddit page using the phrase The Starfall Collective.
Now, unfortunately, it seems, not unfortunately, the party decided to split, and so we are not going to have as much of a role for Weatherin or for Malmer in this episode. We may have a role, depending, for another character played by Josh, who is
horribly named
Priapus, Paladin of Palor.
So terribly named. But the two other characters who are back on the mainland, in a manner of speaking, would be Fennetir and Karauk. Hold on one second. I'm just going to bring up this. Here we go. So you have set off following a bauble from your god Pan with Gravy's exceptional ranger prowess. In addition to this direction from the small carved totem hanging from a string that will point itself in the direction of the legendary magical book that you are seeking, it is not difficult for you to find your way to the place. I do want to ask first whether you're going to go by air or by land.
How far away is it? We don't know that, do we?
It's about as far as we traveled. I mean, according to the giant diamond map.
Okay. I think we would go by air then.
Okay.
Basically just fly until it starts spinning and then we're there.
Right. Yeah. Go by air. Have the Goose Knights form a picket.
Or we could leave them behind.
Or whatever.
That's another decision. When you do take to the air, you do find some Goose Knights around you. They start trying to form like a V so they can ride in your wake, which they like to do.
They can follow us, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Things like
Karag doesn't care. He's happy.
That's crazy.
Fine having them along.
Boy, howdy. That's a big bird. Things like that.
Scientifically untrue, but go on.
Ain't never seen a chicken that big.
All dinosaurs are birds, Josh.
All right, Jack Horner.
So, make me, I guess, Gravy, make me one survival check. Just.
Do I get my?
Yeah, you can have guidance. The plus.
Okay.
Plus
Do
one
I get
before.
the
Hey, big guy.
Because technically we're flying over
Han
a
will help
swamp,
you out.
and I have
Yeah. You
I
you have two different
yeah.
special places, and this is
Convenient.
definitely swamp.
All right. So I get double.
It ticks 2 out of 3 boxes for this environment are ones that you have proficiency, or whatever it's
Sweet.
called.
And also because we are fleeing.
Wow. Well, I needed
sort of-
all of that. I got a 13.
Okay, Fennetir?
I was saying because we are sort of fleeing 3 corners or three ways, we might want to do pass without trace.
It's up to you.
Well, we did get. I mean, we got clear of the town before we started. We met up.
Mm-hmm.
Karak waited a good while before actually joining up with.
Yeah,
Fennetir.
Karak used his exceptional woodcraft to make sure that you weren't followed.
So
Okay.
we were well clear of the town by the time we actually started off.
Cool. Did you want me to do a survival too? Is that what you were saying?
No, you're
Okay.
just hanging on.
Gotcha.
So you do. It really does not actually take that long before you come to the place where what happens is you find that the totem has been facing straight forward. You've just been following it directly, and then it starts to turn, and you turn with it for a little ways, and then pretty suddenly it just flips around.
All right. Well,
I think we found our spot.
And what you see if you look directly behind you is that there is a clearing in the woods. And just for the sake of setting the scene, this is a forest that is very dense and interspersed with mist. The main elven forest that Karaok passed through on his way to Three Ways, and in which those of you who are elves may have grown up in, is big, tall trees with lots of space in between, nice, gentle undergrowth that you can walk through. These old, tame forests. This forest is bushes throughout, not easy to walk in. A lot of the
Lots of
trees
water.
are actually the floating trees of the cloudy sea, so their roots aren't actually in the ground. Sometimes what appears to the air to be a mass of trees has no ground beneath it and is just over water or over a hole with streams pouring down through it into who knows what. And if you were to look down those holes, you generally would not see the stars underneath the way that you would in if you were to look through a gap in the trees in the cloudy sea. These
Because
are
it's
probably
thicker.
not actually bottomless pits, but they're deep enough to count.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can fly, it doesn't matter how deep it is.
You have a hard
So
time.
what happens on the underside? Do you if you fell, does it keep going down? Is down always down, or does it switch?
You guys don't know.
Okay. Well, we've been out in the cloudy sea. We've been over there.
Right. Yeah, if you were to fall through the cloudy sea, it's not like gravity switches and pulls you up again or anything like
Gotcha.
that. As far as you know, down is always down.
Cool.
We have not gotten to the point in the cosmology.
And that little
Where-
one-off we got
Or have we?
down through, right?
Or have we?
It's all the dragons fighting and such.
Dragon turtles, I guess.
Dragon turtles.
Yeah, so there may be weird stuff going on the flip side.
But we don't know that.
Going through the cloudy sea, nobody has come back from that so far.
Gotcha. I would like to after passively perceiving at 19, I would like to try to actively perceive what's going
ahead
on
and-
down there.
Roll a perception check.
I will. Can I make one as well?
Nice.
Yeah. So you're gonna
Sure.
like you circle this clearing, and it's just a meadow. There's grass. There's a sort of lump in the middle, but all around it are trees.
22.
21.
You don't see anything particularly noteworthy, except that in the center of, roughly in the center, it's not a perfectly circular clearing, but in about the center, there's a mound with some stones on it. Some of them have fallen over.
All right. I'll bring us down. I'll land us next to the mound, I guess, and turn back into myself.
Okay.
You're
Go
always
ahead.
yourself.
If you're going to scout the area,
Uh-huh. That's what I was hoping my perception was.
yeah.
what you would have found from circling is that there's a point like I don't know, a little ways northwest of this clearing,
Mm-hmm.
like 500 feet or so, that is where the totem is circling around, but it's not easy to land in the trees. So this is the
Gotcha.
nearest landing spot.
Hmm.
Unless you
Alright.
want to land in the trees, you can roll for that. I'll give you something to roll.
Nah. We'll
So-
land in the clearing.
Roll me up I'm presuming that you want to scout around the surrounding area and see what's here.
Mm-hmm.
So to look around beneath the trees and find out what you've got, what you're dealing with in this area, roll me a survival check.
Gotcha. And you can take a D4 if you want.
It is 21.
Okay.
17.
So interesting features in this area. There's a small creek to the west of the clearing that's running from sort of from northwest to southeast. And it doesn't ever enter the clearing. It's just in the woods. There's a point about directly west of the clearing where it splits into two. And one of the two branches of this creek falls down a hole, and you see it no more. And there is also there's a spot just slightly northeast of this clearing that's just got a little depression. The land is maybe 5 to 10 feet lower than the surrounding land.
And the bauble is pointing south-ish.
It's pointing, if you're in the clearing,
Yeah.
it's pointing northwest.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
West.
Thanks.
And also, Venator, you find experimenting with the bauble that if you do things like sort of kind of hold it sideways, get another string and point it there, you do find that it is pointing down.
Into the ground we will go.
Now that you're close enough to have the difference between up and down near to the crust of the earth be a significant one, you can tell that it's not on the surface, but what you're seeking is down below.
Gotcha.
Karak turns to Venator and says, "You lead, I will follow."
Okay, I sneak over that direction
Which direction?
towards where the arrow is pointing.
Shall I
Very
give us?
cool.
Shall I cast Pass Without Trace on us?
That would be nice because I just rolled a 11.
I'll cast Pass on us.
How long does Pass Without Trace work
1
for?
hour.
An hour, I believe. Yeah. Okay.
So I got a 21.
Dorp.
So
I
you.
got- let me
Oh, yeah, go
roll
ahead.
real quick.
And don't forget my passive perception is 19.
18.
Don't sneak up on me.
38.
I
Um,
lose track of.
You know, in the rules, it says things like characters are never going to roll higher than 40. Maybe not that, but 38 is like godlike stealth.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, pass gives
I
me
think-
10, and oh wait, no, that's sorry, that was 33. Never mind, my bad.
Okay. 33 is a little bit more demigodly.
Not that stealth
So
is dead
you,
space.
yeah, you walk through the forest towards the exact point, and you do come to a place. It's rough going. The bushes are basically knee high the whole time. You run into thorns and things. Your Fennetir gets a little tangled in thorns, but Karaok is very good at sort of slithering in between the places where the thorns are. There are
Fennetir navigate the treacherous forest.
Thanks.
there is a roosting owlbear that doesn't see you, but you see it, and it's sort of perched up on a big tree branch, just hanging out, not really doing it.
I know sort of owlbears. Are wild owlbears aggressive against people? Is it like a bear?
They're considered one of the most dangerous predators.
Gotcha.
Like they
Maybe
hunt like an owl.
Maybe they'll
and they
eat a
fight
couple
like a bear.
goose nights.
Yeah, what have you had the goose knights do? Are the goose knights with you? Did you tell them to do something? They're going to hang out in the clearing if you don't tell them anything.
Sounds great. I have passive aggressively ignored them. They have done nothing that makes me want them to be with me.
Wow.
They're like,
I
all
feel
right.
like they're gonna try to double cross us, and then we will very easily kill them unless some sort of boss character has almost killed us. Then they might actually be able to kill us. But I could be wrong. I don't know. If they want to stay in the clearing, that's great for me.
Didn't
goose
didn't
knights make a
Pon
little
send
fire.
them to help you?
Yeah, Pon is sort of an idiot. I don't know if you've been paying attention.
Right.
Pon's gonna really benefit from this item if he gets a hold of it.
So why did he send the goose knights?
Almost a whole new god.
So you
Right.
find the place. It's regular trees
Mhm.
rooted in earth below you.
Okay.
Brambles.
As opposed to the cloudy sea type trees.
Yep. So there's
Karak.
some maples and oaks. Off on the side there's a birch or two, but like
You, Fennetir, you hear Karak whisper in your ear, "I do not see any books."
I think that it is underground, my friend. So I
love
go-
making dungeons because I don't have to do anything to advance the action. Wait for you to tell me what your characters are going to do.
I look
I
around
did
for a
not
hole.
bring a shovel.
I look around for a pre-existing hole.
Well,
I guess I could help him.
make me a history check.
Oh man, I'm not good at history.
Oh my.
We will get a benefit of +4, which I mean, plus the
Natural
D4.
20!
Nice. I rolled a
Why do I know anything?
unnatural 10.
When Fennetir says, "What did you say about looking for holes?"
I said I look for a pre-existing hole.
You say something about looking for a pre-existing hole, and Karaak, you remember on your long journey from your last adventure to Three Ways before the beginning of this season of the show, you went past something that looked very similar to the mound at the center of the clearing and the stones that are on it, and they told you that it was a burial mound from an ancient elven civilization that came before the current dynasty, thousands and thousands of years ago.
Karak turns to Fennetir and says, I remember something. That mound, it is a grave. Perhaps we should go in there.
We got to go back and then down from over there. I gotcha.
Also, if you remember your initial survey of this general area, there is a creek that vanishes underground.
Oh, gotcha. I heard creek and did not hear vanishing of underground.
Yeah, there's a creek that flows basically from northwest to southeast, which is to the west of the clearing. The whole creek doesn't actually touch the clearing, and it divides into two branches about halfway. One of the branches continues on southeast, and the other branch just drops into a hole in the ground and goes underground.
Gotcha. Before we head back, I walk around and see if the little arrow on a string ever points like straight down.
Yeah, that's the place where you're at.
Gotcha.
Where if you sort of hold it sideways with two strings, put it forward a little bit and it points towards you a little bit more, pull it back, it points away from you a little. You can find the spot where you'd be standing directly above it.
Gotcha. Okay, I guess we'll go back and talk to the Goose Knights.
We go to the mound.
Yeah.
Inspect the mound and see if there's any way in.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait,
and also,
would my history check tell me how to get into a mound like this?
Would what?
The history check I just passed. Would I know from that? Would I know like where the entrance to the mound is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
cool.
when you go back to the mound, you do indeed see what would have been the entrance. There's a stone on top of it that had fallen over that has sort of mostly obscured the entrance, but there's a corner of it where you can see that there's a cave that goes a little ways in, but part of it is fallen.
I figured out how to use the Goose Knights. I tell them to fly up above and keep an eye out, and if they see anybody coming, to talk to me using the magical cell phone, and if I need them, I'll call them down.
Buck says to you, "It's a pleasure to be of service, sir. Much obliged.
I'm glad you could help.
We love to hang out and fly around in circles. We'll get some jousting practice in.
Nice, but make sure somebody's keeping their eyes open, though.
We're good at keeping our eyes peeled."
Okay.
Let's move a rock.
Well, you don't have to move it. You can just go under there.
Let's crawl under a rock.
Let's do it. What do we see? Paint us a picture.
So if you crawl a little ways to this rock, you come quickly to a lip where it seems to have collapsed. The way that these burial mounds are not intended for common entry, So there's not like a grand entrance. It's more of a service passageway where priests would go in through the ceiling to install new bodies and set things up
Removing
according to
trails.
the ceremonies. But it's not like people are visiting all the time. So this is one of those ceiling entrances into a room. Do both of you have night vision?
Yeah, I'm dark vision 60 feet.
I don't think I do. Or
Should be under senses, the 3 passive things, and then underneath mine says dark vision.
additional.
I know elves do, but I don't know about lizard folk.
Yeah, dark vision. Passive
Okay.
checks. Yeah,
60
dark
feet?
vision.
What's the range?
I think it's 60 feet.
I don't know.
And don't forget my passive perception, passive
Your
wisdom.
passive perception is super high. So this is a
Just don't want you sneaking up on me when you can't. You can't.
only real sneaky things are going to sneak up on you, Fennetir.
Yep.
So
It might not look like it, but I'm paying attention. Might not sound like it, but I'm paying attention.
So I might not actually have it.
it's just a question of, because you're definitely able to get a torch together.
Yeah, I don't think I have it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm looking at the rules for it, and I don't see dark vision anywhere on the lizard folk.
Yeah, it
Racial
doesn't.
thing.
I think I just didn't know how to read my character sheet.
Okay.
That's fine.
So Fennetir, when you look down through this this hole, it's partially collapsed, but you can see it is a 70 feet east-west by 40 feet north-south chamber, about 20 feet high. It's a rectangular room. You are coming in through a square in the ceiling that is about 5 feet by 5 feet.
Okay.
Just if you look straight down, you see that almost directly below you, in the southwest corner of the room, there's a big pile of dirt where that corner has sort of collapsed in a little bit. But the other 4 corners are still ship-shape and square. There are 2 sarcophaguses lying on their backs, one to either side of the center of the room.
Gotcha. And which direction is the arrow pointing?
At this point, the
Towards
arrow
the-
would be pointing pretty much due northwest
Okay.
and still
And which
down.
corner did you say was collapse?
Southwest.
South. Oh, okay. Away from, or not quite away from. Gotcha.
Which way
I'm
is
really bad at picturing things, so I might ask a lot of questions.
That's good. That will give me the opportunity to describe it verbally in detail for our listeners.
Nice.
But this is sort of, the scene is like darkness because of the mound overlapping the entrance. There are no things like beams of light coming in or motes of dancing dust. It's just sort of dank, earthy smelling. There's a smell of like moldy wood
Mhm.
in here.
Are the sarcophaguses wood?
The sarcophaguses are ornately carved wood
But
with,
there's mold underneath.
coats of very fine and thick lacquer cover
But
these
there's
sarcophaguses.
mold underneath.
Which way does the
So
Bobble from
what
you.
you should tell me is whether, so this
It's
is
like 20 feet to the ground. Do you have a rope? I looked and I don't have a rope. So
I don't have a rope. I still don't have a rope. I got rid of mine.
can I jump 20 feet?
This is all Paylor's fault.
Oh, hey, goose nights. Anybody got a rope?
Darlene comes down and says, "What do you mean you boys ain't got a rope?"
Well, we do now if you got one.
A god deceived me.
Yeah,
I don't
Darlene,
understand.
a god deceived him.
I don't understand half the things you boys say, but here's some rope.
Thank you.
She gives you 60 feet of rope.
Yes.
Ooh,
Thank you.
cool. I tie off a bit and climb on down.
I'll go down as well.
And then I
Okay.
use my mace to cut off the excess. Do you have a sharp object? Because I don't have a sharp object.
I've got a knife. I've got knives.
Okay.
You want
Cut
me
the
to?
rope.
You know,
Karag
maybe the
will
mace
cut the
has a
rope
little
with his
sharp,
knife.
sharp point on the,
Yeah.
you know, like a nail driven through it. You know, I don't know.
No.
Okay, so now we have 40 feet of
Slashing
rope.
back damage to cut ropes.
Chew it off.
Yeah.
summon my my sword, my flying sword, and use
Yes,
that.
your magical divine weapon.
Yeah.
Do put 40 feet of rope into one of your inventories.
You can have
Okay.
it.
Okay. Rope.
So from here, you see exits to the north and the south. These appear to be
I'm
about,
assuming hempen. We'll call it hempen.
yeah.
And then I will say it's actually not 50 feet, it's 40 feet. Customize.
So
Notes.
there are exits to the north and the south. What these are about 5 feet wide, and with wooden panels on either side. The ceiling is bracing of sandstone for the ceiling. That's sort of holding up the room. There's sort of pillars of sandstone inside. But interestingly, the floor is not sandstone, and the floor is odd. The floor is simple granite. There are no seams. There's no mortar. Just a single solid block of granite, the entire floor. Gray. Anytime you never, looking through this whole room, there are no seams and there's no mortar.
I would like to pull out my censer and light a block of incense. Shake it around the various corners of the tomb.
Very well. Are you attempting to have any sort of mystical or spiritual effect?
Just make it smell better.
It smells better.
Nice. Okay, so what do you think, Gravy? Is there we got to get to the northwest.
The northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There might be
Okay.
an exit to the southwest. We have to dig, I guess, through the
sorry,
rubble.
which directions were the exits again?
There are hallways that one might
Oh,
easily
there
pass
are
through.
actual hallways. Okay, let's
Yes,
use one of
actual
those.
hallways in the north and the south.
Let's go north.
Yep.
Remember, I was talking about how the ceilings in these hallways are sandstone,
I think I
supported
was
by
I
sandstone
forgot
pillars,
what
and they
typing
have
40-foot rope.
they have wooden panels for the walls because hallways have walls
I keep
go north.
and floors.
Yeah,
I
let's
described
go.
the floor to you as well.
I got the floor. The floor has
Floor
no
has no
seams.
seam.
The floor has no seams. It's
So you have a
granite.
choice. The choice is north
Sandstone walls.
Let's go
or
north.
Let's go north.
south.
Let's sneak north.
Okay.
I put out the incense. I'll leave the censer behind. It's sitting in the entryway.
Yep.
Okay. As you proceed to the north in sneakiness and quietness,
Mm-hmm.
you're still under Pass Without Trace. It
Yep.
hasn't been a full hour
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
So you, on the right, after 40 feet, you pass by a thick wooden door, which is closed. But on the left from it, exactly across from it, you can see an identical door that's just knocked down and crumbled and rotten away, fallen
Gotcha.
off its hinges, sitting on the floor where it would have been. And past it, you can see another sarcophagus resting in this sort of 20-foot deep, 10-foot deep alcove, the same width as the hallway.
Okay.
There are also niches in the walls, like round, what do you call those?
Alcoves.
Yes, there are small alcoves in the walls.
Is one of them named Friedrich? Friedrich Nietzsche.
Let the record show that silence greeted this remark.
Not once you said that.
So there are several alcoves with things like urns and boxes made of lacquered wood.
Does this look like a race to me? Like, oh, this is a merfolk burial zone.
You haven't seen any remains, and you also haven't seen any figurative images that would show. But if you want, Gravy's history,
I was able to identify.
Gravy
it
told
as
you it was
elven.
elves.
Yeah.
Oh, haha. Finnetir is very perceptive.
But this is
I don't know if I've
elves
mentioned
from
that.
this is elves from before your civilization. So
Not
this would be like us crawling around in Egyptian ruins.
Gotcha.
So it's same
Gotcha.
species, but like different civilization.
Gotcha. Okay. And so you said that's in like a 10-foot alcove. Does the hallway continue past that, or is it?
It does continue. And after 20 more feet, I'm sorry?
Which way is the bobble pointing?
Yeah.
Still pointing northwest.
Follow the bobble.
So possibly we could go through the crushed in door, or we could continue going north, I think, or the.
Continue going north.
Well, the room that you originally came into has a perfectly fine hallway leading directly south as well.
Continue going north.
Let's keep going.
The door that's fallen in, it's only 10 feet to the wall.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a really short hallway it's just basically a room for putting this sarcophagus in.
Oh, sorry. I thought the sarcophagus was in the hallway that we're in before we go in the door.
There were two in there, and there's one in here too.
Gotcha.
There's more than two. There's going to be more, actually. So get ready.
Yeah.
This is like some sort of burial place.
It's like it's a burial mound.
Hey guys,
but-
I think there might be dead bodies in here.
Continuing north, you would find two rooms that are pretty much exactly the same. The door on the left is ajar. It's not shut the way the last door on the right was. And the door on the right is just open, standing open.
Gotcha.
I think Karak will just, I mean, unless Finnetir does something, Karak's just going to keep going, following this passage north until the bobble
left.
makes a significant indication that they need to turn left or something.
Sounds good to me. I don't
Okay.
need to
He
rage
won't
it.
be paying much attention to. I mean, he's going to be alert, but he's not really interested in things.
See, what we
Ancient
should have done
Delphi.
is killed all
Yeah.
these skeletons on the way in, because as soon as we get the thing, they're all going to come alive, and we'll have to kill them all at once instead of one at a time. But
Yeah, probably. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. After 20 more feet, after this set of like burial nooks,
Mhm.
you come to some hallways to the east and the west that are longer. In these, the hallway continues for about 30 feet. And Karaak, I don't believe that your torch is going to cast light far enough for you to see much past the hallway. But Finnetir, with your dark vision, you'll be able to see into the room at the ends of these hallways. The one on your left, west, the one to your west,
Yeah.
you can see is completely intact. And there's something like a circular, you can't really tell that it's circular, but you can see at the end of your vision, looking to your left down this hall, that in that room, there is a kind of stage with another another coffin on top of it, another sarcophagus. To the
But
right,
it's
it looks
staged.
like it's exactly the same kind of room, except that part of it is caved in, and the sarcophagus is all broken, and the stage is splintered up a lot of it.
Gotcha. Is the arrow pointing left yet, or is it still?
It has begun to point more directly left, but it's not directly left yet.
Okay, let's keep going. Try one more.
Okay.
One more room pair. If it's
You
there.
go 20, sorry. You go 20 feet to the north again and find a pretty much exactly the same set of rooms, 10 feet deep to the east and the west, except for these are completely cleaned out. There's nothing in there at all. And as you look north, there's 30 more feet of hallway, and then there's a room. And Fennetir, you can see at the end of the room, there's some stacks of boxes, just wooden boxes.
I think this is probably something that Karak would be paying attention to, but the rooms that you said they had been cleaned out, does that mean that it looks like someone has been in here?
Yeah. So, I mean, what I mean by
Recently?
cleaned out is that the artifacts that you would expect to find in here are
Right.
not there. So the lacquered wooden
Is there-
boxes that you saw in other alcoves.
And that's because it looks like somebody raided
Took
it.
them out.
Not that it was like never full to begin with.
You don't see any spray paint that's like raiders were here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Is there dust in the rooms?
But yeah, I mean, I'm a ranger. I would.
Yeah.
The
rooms are completely dusty and dirty.
Gotcha.
All of them.
Okay, so
You don't see any recent footprints. It doesn't
Okay.
look like anybody's been in here for probably like in these alcoves, probably like a year, 6 months. It's hard to tell. It depends on how quickly the dust settles, but
I was hoping like hundreds of years, but you know,
no, the dust isn't thick enough for hundreds of years.
the swamp dust is everywhere, Dave.
All right.
Yeah, I'll head down towards those wooden boxes. Check
Follow.
them out.
Yeah, give me perception checks for this room.
Okie dokie, and you can have your guidance.
17.
Ooh, 24.
Nice.
Fennetir, you this looks like a cache of supplies. So if you were a gang of robbers or highwaymen, this you would like to have 4 or 5 of these scattered throughout your territory to fall back on in case you get in trouble.
Gotcha.
Places to hide out. And furthermore, what you see, that was something I should have told you after an insight check. But this is what you see with your perception that sort of says, that's what this is there is above you in the ceiling. It's about like 9 or 10 foot ceiling, but in the roof you can see where the original sandstone ceiling has been broken away and covered over with boards. So there's a hole in the ceiling here that has some wooden boards on top of it.
Gotcha. And has the arrow pointed west yet?
At this point, the arrow is pointing pretty much directly west. There's no west exit from this room.
Gotcha. So we can either go up into this gangster hideout, or we can go back, go over, and see if there's anything to the north from one place back.
I guess go back and over.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you're going to head south.
Yeah.
And then turn west?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me your manner of approach into this room.
Stealthy.
Super sneaky like ninjas.
So roll me up those stealth checks.
Two, so 17, so 27.
23.
And then also
Rolled really bad to get 23.
That was rough.
investigation.
Investigation. I don't even know what that is.
Or not investigation, just perception. Let's say perception.
Okay.
You can pick investigation or perception, whichever you like for this.
20, but it is not
13.
Okay. Fennetir, you are
really carrying the ball here, Gravy. Come on.
you're very much on your guard, and when you get near to the entrance of this room, you see a really Karak has his torch. Or you have a torch, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you're seeing. And
yeah, it's kind of
a
keeping
stray beam from the torch, sort of something glints that is mounted in the center of the ceiling of this room.
Like a trap of some sort.
And your mind says, that's a magical trap. That is some sort of
I pointed out to
gleaming
Gravy.
thing in the
that.
center.
See that thing up there? You see it?
Yes.
You whisper this very quietly because you're both being very stealthy, right?
Very
Yes.
stealth. Yes.
We
Very
got our. We did our stealth checks.
I'm actually using lizard folk.
I've
Hand
yeah,
signals,
Yeah.
I've taught him some rudimentary lizard folk hand signals,
ranger stuff.
Yeah.
but not the real ranger stuff.
Yeah.
The fake ranger
If
stuff.
I try to talk to another guy, they'll be like,
What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
He'd be like,
Sure. quit telling me rude things.
So your idea is that this gem that's mounted in the ceiling is set to go off if anybody enters here.
We shouldn't go in.
Hmm.
Have some sort of ranger.
Is there like
From where you are,
could I make a check to see if I can figure out how to disarm it, maybe with my ranger skills?
I could also shoot an arrow in there.
Yeah, you can try either or both of those things.
I was
One thing that you
I don't have an arrow.
One thing that you definitely know, Fennetir, when you're looking in there, is there are not any obvious exits from that room. It seems to be a more ornate version of the same dead ends that you've been passing.
Gotcha. But there is a magical trap, so there's got to be something good in there.
I'll try. Yeah, like what should I roll against?
To try and figure out how to disarm it?
Yeah. Investigation.
Investigation, yeah.
Khan will help you.
Yay.
Hand on the back of his frill.
Fudge. I got a 12.
You think that they must have installed this after they interred the person, and they must have installed it from above and then just filled it in with dirt. Probably nobody has entered this chamber since it was constructed.
Hey Gravy, get away from the door, like to the side of the door.
All right, I'll back off. I'll back off a good ways.
I take my crowbar and I toss it in and hide behind the door so that it, if something explodes out, it's not gonna get me.
There's no door, but you can hide, back in the hallway.
Door, yeah.
Yeah, there's a beam of red energy that sort of zaps the crowbar, but the crowbar doesn't like change direction or anything. It's just illuminated briefly by this red beam, which then goes away.
Does it look damaged at all?
The crowbar?
Yeah.
Nope. It's lying there in the dust.
Does the gem feel like it's used up?
It's gleaming the same as it was.
Still
I don't have a crowbar.
What do you think? Do you think this has like a bunch of charges? You think it only kills people and doesn't do damage?
Man, I
Physical.
don't have much junk. Is there a?
Ooh,
I don't
ooh!
know. Is there like any? Are there any?
Throw a block of incense in there. See if it lights it on fire.
I need to make a roll at this point, actually.
Roll, idiots.
You throw a block of incense in there and nothing happens, but I do need both of you to roll initiative.
Oh no.
As
Nothing happens but your impending doom.
I got a 10.
20. Unnatural.
as the lid of the sarcophagus lifts up and slides off and clatters onto the stage, and a
Always
fully
goes.
armed and armored, dead-skinned, all pale and ghostly white stands up
Oh shoot!
and
It's
begins
white.
to approach you.
That's not good. I got a 10.
Okay. I got a 20. Unnatural 20. An undead 20.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, I should.
How far can these things move?
What did it get? What's its initiative?
22.
Dang it. Oh, wait. No, mine is 21. No, it's 20. Still just 20. It would have been 21 anyway, so that doesn't help.
Ah, okay. So the white is not quite able to reach you on its turn, because you are standing back sort of in the hallway and Karaok is behind you.
Yeah, I'm a little further behind.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that, Dwight, you're 5 feet back in the hallway and Karaok is 10 feet back in the hallway.
Gotcha.
And the white is able to come down, and it jumps down off the stage and approaches with its turn. And what it does is it draws an arrow and shoots at you.
Ah.
And that is going to be, let me see, what is it rolling with?
A D20.
Yeah. How's a 22 versus your armor class?
That hits me.
Take 3 damage.
I can handle that. Okay, is it my turn now?
Yes.
I present my holy symbol and speak a prayer of pawn, censuring the undead. He now must make a wisdom saving throw, difficulty class 12. If he fails, it's turn for 1 minute until it takes any damage. Must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as I can, and it can't willingly move to space within 30 feet of me. It also can't take reactions.
It gets a 15.
Dang it! That is my action. So since that didn't work, I will use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon. Achow!
Wachow. And when you cast it, it doesn't attack, right?
Yes. As long, well, yeah. He's less than 60 feet away from me, so yes. I put it right on his face, and I hit him. Let's see. I roll a... does a 7 hit him?
No, a 7 does not hit.
Well, it tries and fails to hit him. That's all I got, Gravy. What do you got?
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
All right, I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself.
Nice.
What does that give
and
you?
then, lasts up to 10 minutes. Protected against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm not already any of those things, so that last bit doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna advance on. I'm gonna advance so that I'm.
It has not come into the hallway yet.
Yeah.
It's maybe like 7 feet from the hallway.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna. I mean, can I get in range of it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should.
you're about 17 feet from it when you start your turn.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and get on in there and
Get up in its face.
yeah. I've got 2 attacks with my short sword.
That last thing was a bonus action.
To cast.
Usually casting a spell's an action,
Oh, is it?
unless it says something different.
Oh, I don't know anything.
Yeah, casting time.
Usually it's like casting time, 1 action.
1 action. Oh, okay.
What's the name of the spell again?
Protection from good and evil. Yeah, it's
Standard.
But you can still get up in his face.
yeah.
You still have movement and you still have bonus action.
Yeah, so I'll use I'll move up to block the doorway. I'm not going to get like directly right next to him, but I'll move up to block the doorway and I'll use Slayer's Prey on him.
What does that do? And what does it look like when Karaok performs this sweet ranger move?
Well, it first time each turn that I hit the target with a weapon attack, it takes an extra. I get an extra d6 of damage.
Nice.
My frill goes up. Straight like ramp. No, not out.
Does
Like,
does the frill block the vision? Can he no longer see me? I hope.
I don't think it's that big.
Dang it. Make it go out.
Yeah. Looks like a mohawk.
The white approaches you, Fennetir, and makes a long sword attack.
I'm blocking
Not
the
Fennetir,
door.
sorry, Karaok. Yeah.
There we go.
It approaches you, Karaok, and makes a long sword attack. An 8 is not going to hit you. But after the long sword attack, it swings its long sword at you, and then it reaches out with its other hand.
Remember, it's got disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
And a 9 probably does not hit you either.
Nope.
Yep. So it swings a sword at you, and then it tries to like do some other thing to you, but neither of those succeed. Fennetir.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and I'll do spiritual weapon first. Because that's a bonus action.
Yep.
Let's see what 16 does that hit?
16 hits.
Okay, so it does 1d8 plus 1. So that is 4 damage.
All right.
And then I will once again pull out my holy symbol and speak a prayer censuring the undead.
And turn it.
Yep, trying to.
And it gets a what's the save? Wisdom?
12. Yeah, wisdom 12.
It gets an 18.
He's getting wiser, Gravy. Try to hit him so that he's dumb.
Does it? It doesn't have any. No, never mind. Harak, your turn.
Right.
The whitest before you, its horrifying visage, a twisted, dead elf, zombie flesh, nasty, gross, ancient mummy thing.
A lizard knows no fear. I've already died once.
Yeah.
This is why you will die again.
Man, where is it? I'm gonna do the yeah, I'm gonna, so with extra attack and 2 weapon fighting, that gives me a total of 3 attacks, right?
I guess. Yeah, your regular attack happens twice, and then that other thing is a bonus action.
I think so. I think that's how it works. Yeah, let me you can attack twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
So that's 2.
Okay, well, cool. Well, and then double weapon fighting allows me to, whenever I take an attack. That seems like it should be 4. So I seem like I've gotten confused about this in the past.
I'm still
Whenever you
listening.
take the
I'll be right
attack
back.
action, you can use a bonus action. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's my, so the extra attack for my attack action, the extra attack gives me 2 attacks, and then 2 weapon fighting gives me a bonus to it as my bonus
Lets you
action.
use a bonus action to do an attack.
So it's 3.
So for a total of 3.
Yep. Okay.
Sounds good.
So first
him.
attack. Let's see. Sorry. Just check my, oops, no. Where are my weapons? There are my weapons. Okay. So the first attack is, that's pretty good. 21, 26.
Why'd you tell me 2 numbers?
I was doing math. 26.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
All right. And then so that's gonna be 2d6 plus 2. 6 damage.
Okay.
Next attack. That's a little less.
By the way, your weapon, it wouldn't happen to be magical or silver, would it?
No.
Okay.
It's not doing anything.
No, it's doing something. It's just doesn't seem to be doing as much as it would against some other kind of creature, a living creature. Like your weapon, sinks in, but then the wound closes up just a little bit. Although you've definitely done.
Bless your weapon.
Shoot, I should have used. Oh man. Well, okay. I guess I still get my second attack, which was a 13.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Well, maybe. I will. Nuts. I guess I'll take my extra attack. Wow. Yep. This is great. That's a miss. It's a 9.
Okay. The white still stands before you. It's going to try and hit you with that left hand. Some sort of weird glowing energy comes up in that hand as it tries to strike you with it. How is a 19 against your armor class?
Is that with disadvantage?
That is with disadvantage. The first was a 22.
Wow.
I'm at 15.
Okay, so it strikes you, and you feel like the coldness of the grave sort of go into you, and you are going to take 4 necrotic damage, and then roll me up a Constitution saving throw.
What do I? Is there like a special place to mark necrotic damage?
No, it's just the kind of damage. It's regular.
If you have, you can have resistances to.
Yeah, like if you had a magic thing that was like, take half damage from necrotic
and
damage.
Constitution saving throw. Does Pon's blessing go with that too?
No.
Okay.
I had been using guidance.
Okay.
I haven't cast Bless
Oh,
yet.
that's a 9.
Okay, so the 4 damage that you took, you should also subtract 4 from your hit point maximum,
Oof.
What?
and that will be in effect until you finish a long rest.
How do I override? Is that the
I
max
think you
HP modifier?
Just make a note of that for yourself. I don't know if
Okay.
you're going to be able to put
I think
that
it can do temper. Nah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm at
Yeah, you can
But make-
override max hit.
keep
HP.
track of your current max hit points as well as your current hit points.
okay.
And then it is going to swing its longsword at you as well.
Also at disadvantage.
Yep. Woo. 20.
Dang it.
I rolled a 16 and an 18.
I think you're using loaded dice.
Go ahead and take 7 damage
Okay.
from the
How
longsword.
you doing on damage over there?
I'm at not too bad. I'm at 43.
Oh, nice. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Nothing.
I will bless us, O pawn. We need your help a lot. Maybe you could double your blessing, but he probably won't. I cast that, and so now on saving throws and attack rolls, we have the plus 1d4. That's my action, and then as my bonus action, I have the
Right.
spiritual weapon swing over and whack him. I
Good.
rolled an 18 plus 4 plus 1d4 is
That hits.
25 to hit. And it does 4 damage. And this is magical damage because it is a
That is
spiritual
magical.
weapon.
Yeah. So, Fenitir, when you see the this attack against it does not seem like the same as when Karak hit it with his weapon.
Gotcha.
This damage takes effect fully.
Cool. Is his damage blessed now? Is it magical damage as a blessed damage? Or
I
not?
don't think so. No.
Gotcha. I can't bless his blade.
No, unless it said something like the character's weapon counts as a magical attack.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so that's my turn.
Karak, the white stands before you, defending the honor of this ancient sanctuary
He's
from
upset because I threw a little
foreigner
incense in there.
encroachment and crowbars. This
Didn't
is the
even
only
care about
place.
me.
Why would you throw a crowbar? That's nuts.
It is pretty nuts.
I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna use Hunter's Sense for my action. One creature within 60 feet immediately learn whether the creature has damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are, if it's not hidden from divination magic.
Okay. Yeah, so the damage resistances here are necrotic, bludgeoning, piercing, and necrotic, as well as bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. It also has an immunity to poison, and it is immune to the conditions exhausted or poisoned. Yes, poison is a damage type and also a condition.
Oh. What if I... if...
Oh, what else does it tell you?
Boop.
I'll just
Um,
tell you, it has a sunlight sensitivity as well.
okay.
When it's sunlight,
Yeah,
it's disadvantage on
immunities,
attack.
resistances, and vulnerabilities.
Yeah, so if it's in sunlight, it has disadvantage on attack rolls as well as on wisdom checks that rely on sight.
It's hard. Yeah. What if I have holy water? If I put that on my weapons, would that help?
Does the holy water item say that it does anything of that kind?
Target is
Yeah.
So if I throw it against,
Oh yeah, this is undead, so it would take the damage.
So like
Just treat it as an improvised weapon.
But you can't put it on your weapon, but you can use it as a weapon.
Correct. And it'll do 2d6 radiant.
Okay. All right. Well, that takes an action though. I guess
Your regular weapon attack, you hit more reliably than that, and you do 2d6, but it's halved. And you use your action to attack 3 times.
Yeah. That wouldn't. Man. Well. Oh no. Oh, there's like powdered silver in there. It's got silver in it. Right. Well.
We should have got some holy weapons before coming down here, man.
That would have been a good idea. Can I like
you could turn into a Quetzalcoatl and start pecking him in the eyeballs.
Yeah. I don't know. Can I like? Is there like a bonus action of like defend or?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
There are actions like that. You should familiarize yourself with them.
I think that's a full action though, right? Not bonus.
Right.
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what bonus action do.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna bite it.
Do it.
I can do that as a bonus action. So.
Don't forget your 1d4 on your attack.
Yeah. Does that weapon? Okay. So I'm going
Your bite is probably not a magical attack.
Still do something.
Yeah, he's already used his action, so he's just trying to figure out how to use his bonus action.
I've got a bonus.
Did you do your attacks? Oh no, that was your action. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I used 100 cents for my action.
100 cents for your action. Okay, yeah, go ahead and bite it.
I'm gonna use my actions if I can.
That sounds great.
Got a natural 20.
Nice.
That is a critical hit. Go ahead and.
Uh-oh.
You do the full damage twice, and then you roll one more.
Lost.
No, you do the full damage possible, and then you roll an additional damage dice, I think is what critical hit does.
No, you just take the damage dice and double them and roll them as usual.
So I roll 2d6 instead of 1d6.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
I thought it was you take one full damage dice and then you roll.
You just double the damage dice.
So I got 4.
Cool. This is not a magical bite.
Is it? I'm aware Quetzalcoatl.
When you score a critical hit, you get to roll an extra dice for the attack's damage against the target. Roll all of the attack's damage dice. Yep, you got it. You're right. You're right.
Does that make me magical?
Yeah, let's look up your I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Worth a shot.
Magical teeth. Why didn't you bless your teeth before heading out? I'm pretty sure that at one point this didn't happen on the camera, but this was off camera. He sneezed and I said bless you, and that blessed him, all of him, not just his nose, but his teeth too.
Blessed teeth.
There's nothing in the werewolf entry about
Yeah.
their attacks being magical.
That's worth
But
a
I
shot.
think this white is going to have to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Because of your filthy mouth.
Yeah, I don't know what happens if a white contracts lycanthropy. I'm not sure I want to find out.
You didn't prepare for that eventuality.
But it's fine. Rolls a 19.
It has to be a humanoid, and I don't think whites are humanoids.
I mean,
Oh,
he's
well, it's
human
undead.
shaped.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
a
say
separate
humanoid.
category.
Yeah, fair enough. It wouldn't become a werewolf. But it does take some damage. Good job. Good job, Karaok. Where did I put that?
How's he looking? Is he like ready to go run a marathon, or is he like
Got some scratches. Got
a
some
little?
gashes. Definitely not 100%.
Gotcha.
He's going to go ahead and take 2 longsword slashes at you, Karaok. Pretty soon. Hopefully after the fight. We try to aim for 9 o'clock. First one misses. Actually, how's a 14 against your armor class?
15.
Cool. First one misses, and then second one is 19.
Dang it! With disadvantage.
Oh, right, with disadvantage. Sorry. Yes, that one hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take ouch. 10 slashing damage.
Don't worry, Karauk. I'm about to drop a dime on him.
Sure.
A very large dime.
I do not know what that is, but it sounds dangerous.
It
Fennetir,
has
your
the word die in it, and I don't mean die as in one of the group dice. I mean death. Okay,
That
I
is the
cast.
better kind.
I cast at 3rd level. Guiding bolt.
Okay. Does it have to make a save?
No, it is a attack. Garfield. 14 plus. Oh. How do you? There we go. I'm doing this. Okay, so 18 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. So now he takes 6d6 damage,
Oh,
which adds up to 17 damage. And the next time he is attacked, the attacker has advantage.
this spell. I'm guessing that this is something like Fennetir calls out, Gravy, I'm about to drop a dime on him. And Gravy sort of flattens himself against the wall while Fennetir just blasts a gigantic guiding bolt spell like right in the white's face.
Mhm.
The white absorbs the full brunt of this spell and steps back one step and sort of stumbles. It's still up. It's got its sword up, but like barely. Karaok, it's your turn.
So I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark, which I probably should have done last turn. And the boop boop. Wait, what? You have to find it. Okay, whatever. Wait, did you say so? I have advantage on this next one?
No.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, you do.
because
Okay.
of the
Because of the
glowing light that
Right. So then I'm going to make my normal attack, which will be 2 attacks. This one, that's pretty good. Sorry. That's a 22.
You smash it, or do you want to narrate how you deliver this finishing blow?
He'll just yeah, he weaves inside the guard and
sticks him.
sticks him in the chest.
It falls backwards and lies back on
Do I not need to roll damage?
dust. It had 1 hit point left,
Oh.
and
Kill steal.
the body just sort of dissolves into dust and sort of dry, incoherent chunks of completely powerless flesh, and sitting there, left in the dust, is the perfectly usable and in fine condition, except for a few tears from this fight, elven chainmail that
Ooh.
the wight was wearing.
Nice. You should put that on.
No,
No?
I like my scales.
Okay. Well, then I'll put it on because I think I have leather.
You can have it if you want.
Elvin with an E.
He
And that-
Karak walks over and picks up the chainmail, looks at it, and then turns to Finnetir and hands it to him and says,
You are a little squishy. Perhaps you should take this.
It's true. Real quick before that. Oh, I guess you would say if the trap then did anything since he walked in.
Oh, the trap has not done anything since you threw in the crowbar.
Oh, okay. Nice.
We've been in
He
and
just
out of
woke
the
up.
room, I think.
You've been. Karak stepped into the room and it didn't react. With the conclusion of that battle, we are going to go to our intermission. So we will be back in 10 minutes. We will see you again at 9:16 Eastern. Welcome back to part 2 of episode 20 of season 2 of the Starfall Collective, a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Karaok, the lizard man, and Fennetir, the priest of the drunken god Pan, stand amid the ruins of a deadly wight that they have just slain, mostly with Fennetir's shiny magic, in a circular chamber underground in what is called the Swamp Eternal.
It's always good to be underground in a swamp.
In this room is a circular. It's got about 10-foot high ceilings, a little bit higher in the center. Suspended from the center is a red gem that you've had some experience with. In the north of the room, lying on the floor in the dust, is a crowbar. In the center of the room is a circular wooden stage or raised platform upon which is lying a wooden, ornately lacquered and painted sarcophagus with the lid off of it. To the east of that, towards the hallway where you originally entered into this room, lie the remains of the wight that came out of that sarcophagus and attempted to destroy you.
Okay, real quick. My spiritual weapon lasts for 1 minute. If it is still around, I will send it up and try to get it to cut that gem down.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and dex check for that.
Dex check.
Or make an attack roll.
Make an attack roll.
How much force you want to use.
Well, I'm trying to hit like the thing that is suspending it, not the
Okay. If you're not trying to harm
gem
it,
itself.
then don't make an
Yeah.
attack roll. Make a dex check.
Okay. And that's not a saving throw, that's a
Just a regular check. Roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
gotcha. I will ask for the blessing of Pawn. It's a total of 7.
You make some gouges in the sandstone ceiling and some more dust comes down. But you're not able to if you know what, roll with, because you've got plenty of time, go ahead and roll it again.
Okay.
Roll with advantage because you're taking 10 minutes to do it.
No, it only lasts 1 minute.
Oh,
But I did just roll a natural 20.
but you would get to, if we were still in combat and you were trying to do this, you would get to roll like 5 more times or something.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Natural 20.
You
So
do it.
that's,
Yeah,
21.
you poke it. There's like a little metal fixture attaching it to the ceiling, and the gem falls, and bunk, bunk,
I
bunk.
catch it.
You catch it.
Nice. I have a
So you climbed up on the. It's directly above the
stage.
sarcophagus. So you're like standing right on the sarcophagus or next to it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you catch it. It's not hard. You're directly underneath of it.
Nice.
And you have your vision. It's not like your eyes are affected very much by the flickering torchlight.
Yeah.
Karak walks up next to him and looks at the gem and looks at Fennetir and says,
That is not a book.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe it would be worth something.
Yeah. If you attune to it, I can tell you more about it.
Okay. I will not
That'll
take that
that'll take
time
a little
right now.
time.
Yeah.
I think you have to
Which,
do things during a short rest, something like
Yeah.
that.
I'll just put red gem in my equipment.
Yeah, put it in your equipment as Ruby of Enfeeblement.
Ooh. It's a good thing we didn't go in there.
It is not finding that, but
Oh, I made it up.
Gotcha.
Just type it in.
Can I look in the sarcophagus?
Yep.
I will look in the sarcophagus.
Custom
Is there
items,
anything
there we go.
interesting in there? Like a book?
Yeah. There's a lacquered box with some gems, sapphires and things, worth about 200 gold.
Yeah, well, I'll take
In
that.
for a penny, in for a pound. Let's start robbing this grave.
Guess I'll put that somewhere in my items.
And then I'd like to look on the north wall of this room or north-ish point, looking for any sort of possible hidden door.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make
circle.
an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh man, I'm so bad at investigation. You have to be intelligent. My passive investigation is 14, if that means anything. Active investigation, however, is currently 4, but I'm going to add a D4 to that to make it 7.
If your friend helps you, you can
How about I help my friend?
maybe
Sorry, what are we doing?
you should both roll this. Investigation to look for hidden entrances or whatever.
Yeah. What if we? So I'm going to suggest that we, like, I don't know, maybe like could I like draw a map in the dust of the catacombs so far as we know them, and like try to not just to like find traps in the room, but maybe like try to figure out how to get around to where we're trying to go.
Yeah. Do an investigation check.
With guidance from Pon.
And you both work together on this, so roll with advantage.
Okay. Do I get my swamp bonus down here? Oh, okay.
No.
Whoops.
You're indoors.
Okay. I think I've been adding that. Occurred to me I shouldn't. 18.
So are you going to actually get out and walk around and like pace around to make sure you get the distances right? Or are you going to just go by what you've seen so far? I mean, you're a ranger, so you're pretty good at this, but the way that if you want to like do the math and like figure out the angle that the thing is pointing at.
There's a secret room right here.
Do the trigonometry and stuff. Like if you're going to pace it out and measure it for real and do the trigonometry to figure out exactly like how far you currently are from the location that the totem is pointing to, then that's one thing. And if you're going to go off if you're going to stay in this room and just draw a map and go off your intuitive sense of where you've been, that's another thing.
Finitier says, trigger who and what?
I think I'm trying to figure out less like, I mean, like the exact distance isn't going to do him any good if he has to walk through a wall to get there.
Right.
So like he's more interested in trying to figure out like a way to get there, not like exactly where the thing is relative to him.
Okay.
Well, we know that
like try and figure out if there are like any secret doors they might have missed, or like if there's a passage that they passed by that would probably get them there, or like just anything they can figure out from what they know and what they can see.
From what you know, everything that you've seen is symmetrical, is like east-west symmetrical, but not north-south symmetrical. Mm-hmm. You have explored everything to the north of where you came in, and if it continues symmetrical, then there's no way to where you want to go.
But there is that hole in the roof of the furthest north room.
There is the hole in the
We
roof.
could board it up.
Well, perhaps we should go.
But we're also real quick. Can we just search this room for
Sure.
Yes, you should.
secret doors?
You should do that.
Team
Yeah.
up. I'm trying
Search
to help
the room with an investigation check.
Okay.
with advantage or
With
whatever,
advantage.
It's
and guidance.
21.
One of the wooden panels to the south
South.
of this room is exactly like the others, but there's a little bit of rot in one corner that doesn't extend across the seam. It just sort of stops at a flat line where you're like, maybe this is not just a carving on the panel on a single solid piece of wood. Maybe there's an actual seam here.
Knock on it. Do I sound hollow?
It does sound hollow.
I stand back. I hit it with sacred flame. Pow!
Roll to hit.
I stand back.
It has to make a dexterity 12 saving throw.
It fails.
That
It's inanimate.
panel is not very dexterous. I do 6 damage.
You knock a hole in it. Is it
Nice.
on fire?
Let me see. It no. I mean it takes radiant damage, and it gains no benefit from cover.
You blast like a head-sized hole in this.
Nice. I
But
stick my head in there.
It's pretty sturdy wood, so you haven't it hasn't completely blasted away, but there's a hole, which you can enlarge by doing more. You stick your head in it, and you
And
see
my
like
head gets cut off. Sorry,
you
what?
see like a. Oh, what are you doing?
I said my head gets cut off.
No, it's one of these alcoves, one of these sort of 10-foot deep alcoves, except there's just there's like a coat rack in there.
Well, I stick my head back out and try to blast the rest of it away.
Okay, I mean,
What if I just try to move it or pull it off?
Okay, you can do that instead.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you pull it off. The panel, after the damage it's taken, the panel comes free of some secret hinges, and you're able to sort of open it, and it kind of goes off to the side. Yeah, so there's a room pretty much designed along the same plan as the other alcoves in this burial chamber, and it is in the middle, as though this is the thing that this alcove contains, is just a wooden coat rack.
Wooden coat rack.
I'll do an investigation check on the coat rack.
Yeah,
I will assist you and bless you. I mean, guide you.
I got a 19.
There's a billowing black cloak. When you go near to the coat rack, in the room behind you, 5 feet away from you, this cloak appears.
That sounds like something for a lizard folk.
We do not have cloaks like that.
But I mean, you could wear it.
It's out in the room.
You see a cloak out in the room, yeah, just being suspended in the air.
I will approach the cloak.
It vanishes.
Yeah.
In
Go
the
back
light,
in the
like the
coat.
torchlight.
Go back next to the coat rack.
Cloak reappears.
Why don't you go grab it?
I'll give it a shot. I walk over towards the cloak.
When you like touch it, it
Uh-huh.
disappears.
Yeah.
Like
And
you
then
don't
when I-
touch anything, but the illusion disappears when you would touch it.
Gotcha. So back off. Does it reappear?
Nope.
Oh, it's gone forever now.
Hmm.
So
Should
I'm
make an
having a
insight
poor
check
job.
just to see if we can figure out what's going on.
Sure.
All right.
I will guide you and assist you.
All right. Oh, that is a. Oh my gosh. I got a cocked natural 20.
Hmm.
Reroll that one. That is 16.
You think about why would they
Yeah. I do think
is
that.
there maybe something going on with this coat rack?
Hmm.
Why
Is
do you
there-
need a coat rack with nothing on it and then a cloak
know.
that's not on anything?
Oh,
How does that happen?
I pick
I
up
mean,
the
I'll
coat
try
rack
and
and take it into
maybe
the
this
bigger room.
maybe the cloak is actually on the coat rack, but it's invisible. I will check for this.
When Fennetir, who spoke first,
Oh, sorry.
goes over to pick up the coat rack, he feels fabric brush against his skin.
Ooh, there's an invisible cloak here.
What you have in your possession is a cloak of displacement.
Okay.
This
Would
is-
you like this gravy?
Ah, thank you. I will take it.
While you wear this cloak, it projects an illusion that makes you appear to be standing in a place near your actual location, causing any creature to have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. If you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn. The property is suppressed while you are incapacitated, restrained, or otherwise unable to move.
This is Cloak of Displacement.
Cloak of Displacement.
Okay, I need to add that.
Still haven't found a book. And this is a dead end place, just 10 feet deep.
Yep. So far, you have yet to explore south from your original landing place.
Right.
Might as well check
Do you
there.
want to go south or do you want to go up those boarded in area? The DM seems to really want us to go south, so my
Yeah, sure. Let's go
inclination is
south.
to go through the boards.
Hmm? Oh, okay. If you want to go, we can go through the boards.
Let's go through the boards.
Okay. To get up there, you're gonna have to like stack some boxes or drag some.
Yeah, there's a bunch of junk there that they
Yeah,
were
there's a
saving.
bunch of junk lying around that you can stand on. Yeah, so it's possible to move these boards out of the way as you like lift them and start sliding them. Like dirt starts just falling down all on you, and
Does it seem like
start to come in through the cracks in the boards as you shift them.
does the dirt seem super loose or like
It's real
all
loose.
dirt? Okay. Well, then I keep pulling boards out of the way. And
Yeah, bunch of dirt falls down, but once you clear the boards away, you're able to climb up, and you find yourself in the middle of the woods. There's like a really
we're
small,
back outside.
square spot that like would be really hard to find unless you know exactly where it is. Where somebody had put these boards over the hole that leads into this room and just shoveled dirt over it.
Gotcha.
Just
Okay. So
find it.
then the last thing I'd like to do before we go south.
Well, where is this hole relative to like?
It's to the east of where
Can we? What if we head
North.
from here and go like see. I don't know. See if we can like track along the path between here and where the. I mean, like follow the bobble and see if maybe we can find another hole.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, we do that.
Roll me up survival checks.
Survival with guidance.
Josh, your character roll a survival check as well. This is
16
for
for me.
when you arrive at the place that your map tells you to go to.
Okie dokie. That's a 18 plus
No guidance for you.
1, 19.
Okay. Thank you.
26.
You're welcome.
Okay. You walk from the point where you emerged to the place where you have already been, which is directly above where the thing that you seek is, where the bauble points you towards. You find nothing in between there.
Oh.
You have to skirt past the owlbear again. It's stalking a deer.
Okay.
Neither the deer nor the owl detect your presence.
Maybe. What if we went
to
down the
advance the
hole,
ranger.
Dwight?
Yeah, let's go back south.
Go to
Try
the
the
go
south
to the.
way.
No, I mean the river.
Oh, the river hole.
Check out the river hole.
Let's try the river hole.
All right, we're gonna go to the river hole.
So you can pick up the creek fairly easily and walk down it and follow it to where it falls down this hole. Tell me the manner in which. I mean, yeah. How are you going to do this?
As much noise. No, sneaky. I just start screaming.
In owlbear saying, "Come get us."
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Cautiously, stealthily.
With all the guidance that Pawn is allowing us.
So what's happening is there is a small creek that is meandering between trees. It has grassy banks, but there's bushes and thorns everywhere. And there are, rocks in the stream and all sorts of, woodsy stuff, fallen sticks and logs that you've got to pick your way through. And then it just comes to a spot where instead of more stream, there's just a hole and it goes down.
And it's all full of water? Or is there
It's
like
not all full of water. There's air. So
we do have 40 feet of rope. You want to
decide whether you just leap on in feet first or whether you dive in head first. Like, tell me how your characters approach entering this cave.
I'll tie a rope up and go down to the end of the rope and see what's going on.
All right.
Okay.
Sneaky wise. See what I see, since I can see in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have waterproof torches.
Yeah, so as you lower yourself down into the darkness, you are in a fairly narrow tunnel that is heading east.
Nice.
And it's
oh wait, no, not nice. That's not the direction we're going to go.
Yeah, when you enter this, you're almost directly south of the your target destination. The river is flowing east.
Yeah.
But there's air enough to breathe like a little bit. You can sort of bob along the surface, but there's a lot of roots up there and rocks sticking down. So you've got to, be pretty careful as you lower yourself along with the rope.
Gotcha. And then I get to the end of the rope and it's still all creek-wise.
How long is your rope?
40 feet minus the knot that I tied to secure it.
Yep. So you get to the end of the rope and yeah, you're 40 feet down into this creek underground.
Gotcha. Okay, I climb up and say, okay, let's go south. Seems the gods are pushing us in that direction.
You would know.
Not my god, but another one. Not my god.
Are you taking your rope with you?
Yeah, I'll
It
take
is
the
not
rope.
Palor, is it?
I don't think so.
All
It's
right.
a slightly goofier god,
I will go south then.
tall and gangly.
So long as it is not Palor.
We
Okay,
go
so we
south.
make our way back to the tomb and head towards the southern exit from the main room.
All right. So, so this main room is rectangular. You come into it through a square opening in the ceiling. There are 2 sarcophagi here. There is a dirt pile in the southwest corner. 10 feet south, there are 2 more of these alcoves, the 10-foot deep alcoves. Each one of them has there are no doors on these, but the sarcophagi and the various things in the walls are pretty pristine and untouched. Like the ones you saw to the north were a little more damaged and messed up. These are maybe the dust is a little thicker, and these have taken less damage over the years.
Gotcha.
20 feet further south, there is another set of them. And then 30 feet south of that, you can see, so I have not narrated you walking down there yet, but you start to hear some water rushing, and you see before you where the arches, the sandstone arches of the ceiling end, and there is a 10-foot by 10-foot square hole in the granite floor, and out of a hole in the wall to the right, as you look down there, so to the west, you see a stream of water bursting out and falling down this hole.
Hey, I was just over there.
And you can suppose that
Possibly.
this is probably the same stream that you were following. And it's, water is finding the shortest way down. And this is how this stream is making its way down.
Gotcha. And so that 10-foot by 10-foot hole is natural or unnatural?
It's definitely not natural. It's a
Gotcha.
square. And then there appears to be some sort of structure made of wood, but it's hard to sort of tell what it is until you actually go down there. So it's sort of to the left. You see some kind of wood structure.
Gotcha. Let's
Sure.
let's sneak closer and
All right.
investigate that wood.
Cool.
I mean, I won't investigate, but I will help you investigate.
Yeah,
Cool.
should I do an investigation?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
What are you trying to find out?
What is it?
Figure out a way to get to. I mean, like, we're going ostensibly the wrong direction, so need to find a way to get going the right direction. So just, looking for paths that might lead up that way, looking for holes that might lead up that way.
Also, maybe with that.
I mean, if I can,
structure.
like, and I mean, to that point, if I can sort of rule any thing that I find out that might not be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Just do
like
that
weird
as
wooden
well.
structures there.
Yeah, and be like, right. So investigation check.
With guidance.
Boink. Bless you. 22.
Yeah, so your investigation reveals that your entire time walking around this dungeon or this this burial, this crypt, the floor has been unbroken granite with no seam.
Yeah.
When you use the bauble to try and figure out where the thing is, it's always pointing at least a little bit down. There's never been a time when it would point directly horizontal. this is the very first break in that perfectly smooth granite that you have seen so far.
It's under the floor.
Hmm. Okay.
Hope this book isn't moldy.
That would be unfortunate.
Are you gonna
All right.
Are you gonna go? So far, I've got you like 30 feet north of this southernmost
Yeah,
spot with the hole.
let's sneak closer towards that wooden structure to see what it is.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, as you get closer, you see that it is in fact it is the substance. It has to be wood, but it's not a kind of wood that you've ever seen before. It's a very
My sort of
strange,
wood.
like pale wood that doesn't seem to splinter the way that normal wood does. And
Normal wood.
yes, wood.
You can't
Um,
see, but I'm smiling.
When you wake up in the morning, never mind. There's
What?
what the structure is actually spiral stairs that are making their way in a circle, a tight, narrow circle down into this hole. This wood is not the wood that you've seen so far in here is lacquered and ceremonial and really well made and tight seams and carving and shiny. And this is rough hewn. It appears to be very sturdy, but it's also, yeah, it's weird and it's very different.
Okay, well, we got to get down. Might as well use this staircase, unless you got a
All right.
reason to not
Nope.
trust it.
Down the stairs.
Down the stairs, sneaky wise.
Yes.
You go down these stairs, and I think what I'm going to do is describe the next environment that you come into,
Gotcha.
and then we're probably going to stop for the night because we're getting near the end of our time. You go down these stairs, and it's maybe 50 feet. You descend a really good ways down this shaft. It is a very thick substance of granite that you descend through. And as you descend, there's a strange smell that gets stronger and stronger. And the air starts to move a little bit more and more as you go down. The water is mostly falling down one side, and it's on the opposite side. So there's a bunch of spray near the top, but by the time you're halfway down, like it's sort of just flowing down the granite wall, and there's a bunch of slime and moss that's growing in the water as it falls. And you descend, and eventually you come to a place where the granite around you stops, and there's nothing below it. And the stairs go down one more turn, and then they stop too. And that bottommost plank is fastened to a ceiling of granite that you just came down through by beams or rods of the same substance that are affixed to the granite. And there's a platform like a reverse bridge, except instead of having pillars or planks that are holding it up from below, this is suspended from this granite ceiling. And as you descend, you just see darkness all around. And there's a wind and a breeze just moving past you. You've come into a space that is enormous, completely dark. It smells very musty. The breeze that moves past you is like warm and wet. with a distinctly fungal odor. And if you look around when you first come to stand on this platform, you can see that the bridge, the hanging bridge, goes off directly east for as far as you can see. And then
Still the
there's
wrong
nothing
direction.
else you can see except for down a ways and to the northwest, there's a little flickering light.
That's where we need to be.
And
Seems like
that
it.
is where I think we're going to have. No, never mind. I think that is where we are going to stop for this session. The entry into this gigantic cavern beneath the granite ceiling.
Gotcha.
Oh boy, I'm excited for you guys.
What's
Me
that
too.
supposed to mean?
Oh boy.
I don't like what Josh is. Okay.
I think we are
Boy.
moving into a
New experience paradigm.
yeah, so we're not going to do experience like we did. I think we're just going to do a milestone based. I think you guys are just going to get a level if you
Whenever you
manage
feel like
to
it.
get through this dungeon and succeed at your task. And then whatever the next task is, you'll get a level when you succeed at that. I think.
Man, I don't know what my map's pointing at after I get this book.
Here we go. That is all for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Tune in this same time next week for another exciting episode. And remember, failure is beautiful.